Well, yeah, let's hop right into it. And to start it, I have two intros that I have used before for a Carter segment.
Which we need fan participation in that as well.
I would like the text line 877-881-1053. There's just some Ritz crackers that I brought with my pasta that I ate for dinner, and then I forgot to eat them. And I also, thanks to Lucius, I do have a lovely Otis Spunkenmeyer chocolate chip muffin that will probably be consumed before the show's over.
By the way, real quick, just side note, if I was ever going to be a rapper, you know what my rapper name was going to be?
Otis Spunkenmeyer?
No, close.
Ritz.
Ritz-Carlton.
The Ritz. The Ritz-Carl. I like that.
Well, Ritz is a cracker, so. Take it away.
That is
from one to another.
Technically correct, which as Reggie Atatula, who used to sit in the seat, would say, that's the best kind of correct. And with that, let's get into some Carter's Corner. Kevin, will you please play the Carter's Corner intro? So I do want to set this up. 877-881-1053. Please text in, Twitch and YouTube as well. Let us know which one of these intros you like better. Who knows if we'll ever get to use them again, but I do want to get some participation here. Let's play the Carter's Corner intro. This is the one I use on the weekends.
Time to step inside the ropes, where only the strong survive. Strap on the gloves, boys. Ring the bell. This is Carter's Corner.
So that is how I am welcomed in to Carter's Corner, usually at 4:40 Central on Sundays. Thoughts?
Let's hear the second one.
All right, Kevin, take it. And this was a segment that I did with G-Bag a couple years ago.
Okay.
Harder with Carter. Carter goes harder. We never really settled on a name.
I'm a fan already.
But this is one I cooked up myself, and I do like this one quite a bit. So, Kevin, please play it.
Carter, anything? Oh, that's right. You don't come on the radio.
Carter?
Carter Freemon is available.
He's Carter Freemon.
Carter Freemon?
Yeah! I mean, you got insults lobbied at me. You've got the CBS college football theme. I thought I did a pretty good job with that one. The problem was I'm definitely the guy you bounce the topics off of, not the guy that leads it, or I was at that point. So they tried to have me lead the segment, and with that, it was like it started great, and then unfortunately I had to talk afterwards, and that's where things went south.
Give me the second one all day.
All right.
Second one is, because the first one I get it, it's radio guy, doing voices, strap on the gloves.
Ring the bell.
Second one, I want, like, I'm ready to party with you after the second one. The first one could be any Tom, Dick, or Hank. The second one, I get the true essence.
And I feel like
Carter Freemon.
It fits the vibe that we try and go for at nights. Because night radio is a special place.
Oh, it's where dreams go to die.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, let's call it what it is.
Dreams go to die.
I say that in jest, people. We're all fatties and tolos, and we're all doing the Lord's work here from 7 to 11
with one fanpire in
and a fanpire in the midst, and we won't hate him for that.
T from the 203 on the YouTube. Thank you for picking the second one. I'm glad that I'm not the only one that thinks that. So if I am to ever have another segment, we will run with that second intro.
We may just throw that in. We may make that intro part of the show, even when Carter's not here. Just for bleeps and grins.
Well, I'll tell you what. During college football season, I need a weekly with you guys.
Well,
I'm requesting that right now, so we can use that.
That's a done deal. Okay, you already know how nighttime radio works, so you just tell us, hey, I'm going to be on at such and such time,
this day, and we'll talk all things college football. You will be so sick of college football by the time I'm done with you that you will never want to have me on again until the next season.
Look, I just figured that us being low men on the totem pole at night. Big time Carter doing G-Bag, doing the morning show. Like, I didn't know if we, maybe we would get in like a little side something or something.
No, we'll set up a weekly. So I have a weekly with KNC, usually every Tuesday at 1:20.
Yeah.
I'm on with G-Bag every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then the only time that I think I've had a full segment with the morning show.
That's the first time I heard you was on with G-Bag.
Was on G-Bag?
Yeah.
Okay. So must have been a while ago. The only time I've been on with the morning show was to talk about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. Sean was out that week. Yeah, the whitest guy you know. If you're looking at me on the fan text,
literally,
that's what I am. I'm like Fred's rapper name, the Ritz.
You
thing.
are the Ritz-Carlton of 105.3.
Of 105.3 the fan. That's. Like,
have we seen Dylon yet, though? Do we know what Dylon looks like? Who's whiter, Dylon or Carter?
Well, Dylan, whatever, and I'm surprised you haven't given me a nickname yet. He's not a ginger. I think the gingerness.
That's what it is.
That's what sets me apart.
Me,
100%. Alec Medford, we can't help it.
Right, you guys are both gingers.
Yep.
I mean, no shame. My mom's a ginger. My sister's a ginger. My cousin, who may or may not be listening right now, who is a member of the Dallas Police Department, is a ginger. So I got him a love for you.
Is the cousin that played at Mizzou, is he listening, you think?
He's not. He's not.
Show me a great highlight of him during the break, during the pre-show meetings, that is. But so the only time I remember having a full segment was talking about that Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef. So got to work on them, but we'll definitely this fall we'll have. I
can't wait. I'm excited,
and this is going to be a fun season. I mean, I say that every year because I am a college football sicko. I've already been looking at week 1, week 0.
K-State, baby, let's
K-State,
go.
some Farmageddon.
Emaw.
K-State and Iowa State in Ireland. That makes sense.
Why not?
Because we love to see that. But
Brett Yomark never stops. Can't stop, won't stop.
That would be a really fun game to go to at some point. But I've already been looking at week 1 games to go to. I have OU. I am an OU grad. They play Michigan in week 2. So I'm already planning on being in Norman. So this year it's in Norman. The following year it's in Michigan.
I'll
be at both
jelly
of
you guys, though, just because you're a Jordan school.
Well, yeah. The Jumpman.
Dude, gear,
we don't even. Yeah, it's
gear is so
it's good
sick.
stuff. I do
really
like my OU Pegasus.
Obviously, I'm not a fan of OU, but I can't hate on the cream jerseys.
You
that y'all
can't. Have you seen those? I think they're on Twitter or something. What's the red that you guys wear? What's that
Crimson?
called? The crimson.
Yeah,
the crimson suede Jordans.
Isn't not crimson and cream?
It's crimson and cream. Yeah, those are our colors.
I saw some crimson 4s. Oh my God,
they got them good,
dude. I'm telling you right now. Like I said, I don't know what I would wear them with, but like my God,
an OU shirt that I get for you, obviously.
Well, yeah, I can't do that.
I mean,
look, if I'm not wearing a U of H shirt, I'm not wearing an OU shirt. So
and you wouldn't wear a U of H shirt?
And my daughter goes there.
You lived there for how long?
I lived there for 12 years.
And I appreciate that because I
figured you would.
I do appreciate that. I am a stickler for I don't like to wear other school stuff unless it's something like I do have a shirt for and tell me if you know where the school is.
Yeah,
Austin P.
Is that in Indiana?
It's in Tennessee. So same general area.
Yeah.
But there's a story behind that. So like a school that has absolutely no relation to mine, I might pick up on that.
And look, real quick, and we'll get to this. If they weren't in the Big 12, okay. Now, I do have a U of H coffee mug that I did drink out of on Monday. Sent it to my daughter. Real quick, fair or foul. And this is my daughter, so take it for what it's worth. Game, of course, they lose. I text my daughter, dang, I'm sorry, boo. She texts back, oh, did we lose?
She had no idea.
I said, I'm done with you. She goes, LOL.
You don't think it would have been there was any sarcasm in that? You don't think she was just despondent?
Oh no, she's
just clueless.
She had zero idea.
You know what? Mike Golick Jr. has said this before. Fandom was a mistake, and you're just for college football, you are putting your hopes and dreams 12 Saturdays a year into a bunch of 18 to 22-year-olds that may or may not have been drinking the night before. And you are putting your hope into their hands. That in itself is silly. And I love it. And I cannot get enough of it.
That's what we do.
So what I wanted to get into here was Arch Manning, because my friend Matt Gallatin, I've known you for 5-ish years. I still don't know how to say your last name exactly. Matt G. retweeted a list of the top 10 quarterbacks in college football coming into the season.
Okay.
And Arch Manning was number 3.
And this is not just SEC. This is the entire.
This was all
NCAA Division
NCAA. This list, and then I made my own. We'll get to that in a second. We'll see if I can even find it. I believe it was DJ Lagway of Florida, number 1.
Shout out to high school.
Lenora Sellers of South Carolina was number 1 on this list.
Okay.
Which, when we get to mine, he's going to be pretty high on that one too.
Okay.
Cade Klubnik at Clemson was number 2. He's coming back for, I believe, his 3rd or 4th season.
Feels like he's been there.
He's been there a long time. And we're finally getting away from some of those long-term COVID
I was going to say
seniors.
the COVID stuff's finally done. I want to say this might be the last year for it.
But with some of the JUCO transfers getting an extra year, Diego Pavia at Vanderbilt, it seems like every year they're going to bring in some new way for kids to play for decades. And we had that 9th-year Miami tight end.
Seriously,
who I was
going to say, and there was one other guy too, wasn't there, that had played for, I don't know. Anyway, continue.
But this particular list, it was Lenora Sellers from South Carolina, number 1. Cade Klubnik, Clemson, number 2. Arch Manning at number 3.
Okay.
And I believe Arch and Texas fans text in, if I have this right, has 2 career starts. When Quinn Ewers was hurt early this year, I believe he started against Mississippi State.
Yes,
And he might have made...
There was a non-conference game he played, too, where they beat the crap out of whoever he played.
Louisiana Lafayette?
And there's your boy right there. He'll know.
And he played a lot against UTSA, correct? Because that was the game that Quinn Ewers got hurt in.
Yes. Yeah,
And then
most of the second half, I want to say.
And he had a cup of coffee in the first Georgia game, too.
Yeah, he did a couple of dives there in the end zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he played. He had, packages throughout this season.
Right.
But my point is he's got 2 starts.
Yeah.
And he's got a famous last name. And we really liked what we saw from him in those particular games that we watched him against the 16th team in the SEC last year out of 16, Mississippi State.
Was not good.
And then Louisiana, they're not Louisiana Lafayette anymore. They're just
they just the Raging Cajuns?
They're just University of Louisiana. They changed that within the last couple of years. But that list made me think, well, where does Arch rank? And I'll just keep this among SEC quarterbacks.
Okay.
There's 16, of teams in the conference now, 16 starters. So I went and ranked all the quarterbacks, and we'll have to see how many of these guys you're aware of.
Okay.
Because I'm not expecting you to know Kentucky starter or Missouri starter. And spoiler alert, they're lower down on the list anyway. So maybe we'll just keep this to the top 8, which I have two categories. I have the stars, which there's 3 guys in that category, and the could-be stars / have really loved what they've shown so far, 5 in that category. So your stars, number 1 is Lenore Sellers at South Carolina.
Okay.
He was number 1 on that list. That dude did everything he did as a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
He is a monster.
So you're here for it.
I'm absolutely here for it. For him to go 9-3 and nearly beat Alabama.
And South Carolina played really good football at the end of the year.
They did. Now, they got blown out by Ole Miss early in the season, but they playing up until their bowl game where they lost to Illinois, and we had that great Brett Bielema and Shane Beamer.
Yeah, they
beef.
did. I'll tell you what, I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
That was fantastic. We need more of that because a lot of the personalities for the coaches just aren't there right now in college football. Lenore Sellers is going to be awesome. He's a deserving Heisman frontrunner going into the season. DJ Lagway at Florida, my number 2. I got to see his debut when he played Miami. Had a little bit of play in there, but then after Graham Mertz got hurt,
Which, by the way, how impressed were you with Florida? Considering they were ready to fire Billy Napier and ended on a pretty good note.
So after seeing them in that first game, I was like, well, and looking at their schedule, I'm like, Florida might win 2 games.
Yeah.
And for them to not only go 7-5, beat the crap out of, I think it was UCF in their bowl game.
Yeah.
And to see DJ Lagway do everything he did as a true freshman, I don't want to buy in completely because of the schedule. Right. So they're going to play all the same teams they played last year, and by, I think, record, they had the toughest schedule in the country last year.
Our boy Ben Troop, who if you ever need somebody on your podcast, get Ben Troop on, because that dude you think I talk fast. That dude, but he's a Florida guy, and he said before the year started, we have him on every week, and he said, look, if they get 6 or 7 wins, and he said this before the season started, that's a huge deal for Florida this year. And he goes, everybody's looking at it the wrong way. He goes, 6-7 wins with that schedule and with that team. Don't sleep on it.
So I was super impressed because I thought Billy Napier was going to get fired midway through the season.
Billy Napier thought he was going to get fired.
And he did not. 3rd, Garrett Nussmeier from LSU.
Okay.
I think I'm higher on him than a lot of people.
He's a Flower Mound kid, isn't he?
He's the son of the former Cowboys
quarterback coach, right?
Yeah. Doug Nussmeier is now, I believe, the offensive coordinator under Kellen Moore in New Orleans.
There you go.
So there you go. It's family connection right there. I think Garrett Nussmeier is going to take a big step forward this year. LSU's always got receivers.
Yeah.
They had guys last year that left. They're going to have guys this year.
That's putting it mildly.
Guys you've never heard of. I'll get through the next couple pretty quickly because I know we're up against it. Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
It's my number 4.
Who's your age?
I think he is just the gritty kind of quarterback that can win anywhere.
Yeah.
Won in JUCO, won at New Mexico State, beat Alabama last year at Vanderbilt.
And played his ass off.
The dude is a player.
Yeah, he is.
He is accomplished.
Yeah, he really is.
5th, and this might make some of you Texas fans mad, I got John Mateer at Oklahoma at number 5. Because I've seen him throughout a full season schedule put
smell
up
that?
4,000 yards of offense.
Smells like home cooking.
44 touchdowns. Brings his offensive coordinator that he had all his success with from Washington State to him, or with him to Norman. I'm buying in on him.
Yeah, you are.
The quarterback position in Oklahoma cannot possibly be as bad as it was last season.
Will your receivers be healthy this year?
John Mateer can run, so it doesn't matter. Then at number 6, I have Arch. And only 2 starts, but you loved what you saw and you loved the packages that he ran.
Yeah.
That's where Arch gets the benefit of the doubt. Because I have him ahead of Marcel Reed at A&M. I had him ahead of Nico Imaleava at Tennessee, who I am not a fan of. And then everybody else, right? I think once you get past Nico, it's a pretty lousy list of names. It's Jackson Arnold, Taylon Green, Zach Calzada at Kentucky, former A&M quarterback, who he's in his 7th season at Kentucky.
Who?
Zach Calzada.
God, I was going to say that name. I've heard that name forever.
He beat Alabama in 2021, Texas A&M, the walk-off field goal at the very end. So I have Arch 6th right now in the SEC, having played 2 games. I mean, because you love what you saw from him, and the packages that he ran, you expect him to bring that with him to a full offense as the unquestioned leader.
Yeah.
And he's had 2 years to cook in Sark's offense.
Oh,
I think that's the thing that's going to make the difference. Obviously, there's the talent, there's the name, but the fact that he's been with Sark as long as he has and knows that offense probably like the back of his hand at this point, so long as he's not losing his ID all over campus like he was when he got there. There's no reason Arch can't rise above Nussmeier, above Lagway. I really love Lenore Sellers.
People love Nussmeier, though.
Nuss can develop into a potential number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, exactly.
He can. Will he? I don't know. Because he could be a turnover machine at times. That A&M game last year was a mess for him.
Yeah.
But then you watch some of the darts he throws in like the Ole Miss game or the Oklahoma game.
Tell you what, that game against USC to start the season off, he was throwing lasers all over the field. But you're right. He can look great one drive and then look like total not great the next drive.
Which I love that he came back for another season, because I think that's going to be great for his development. But has to show that game in, game out. So I love Nuss, but I don't see any reason Arch can't just fly up these rankings by the end of the season.